Load. There we go. Now we're loading. Okay, so I'd like to apologize for all the failure we were having. We were having some issues with the sound that I did not know go on. It's lordvolkhark, and I will redo everything in the set that I was doing. So I apologize if you don't want to stay in the room. I understand. But, wow. That was massive crap failure. And now we know the sound is working, because we're watching. There it goes, and then down. Not playing. Safety. Hey everybody, it's lordvolkhark here. We're doing a live run through of some more builds and some talk through on some actual issues that are coming up with my computer and otherwise around the world around me. So, what we are doing today is we're going to rig up some of the cabling because we do not have the fans in yet for the bottom layer fans. I do have some happy announcements though involving at least the actual system. It works. We have the Windows on it. We have the operating system that I actually downloaded for the motherboard access and individual access for it. We have the programming for the chipset and the running of the graphics card, which you can actually overrun or overvolt it. Goddamn word. Anyway, run it as high as possible. I have the fan controller program from the actual Corsair H100i, so I can actually control the fan. There's no lighting that I saw available, but that's fine. I really don't care. It's a small little LED light in the case. I don't give a shit. Then let's see what else. We finally got our connections, and we will be repairing a small failure I designed case by accident, which is I turned the fan around wrong. I'll be setting up where I can actually do some good airflow, in this case a little bit more, which means it will run a lot better when I fully get my fans in. The fans I have on order, there are 10 of them in total that will be coming to me from id Cooling, which actually not from id Cooling from Newegg, but they're id Cooling model fans. There is no YouTube videos for these things, so I am hoping a lot of people have just known that this. They were not high dollar; they were $7.99 cheap, and I've got 10 of them coming to me. I already have another fan in here that's CMW controlled that cost me $10 from Best Buy, which is of course Best Buy really on money wise. Anyway, so I got 10 of those fans from them, and I hope they're going to be awesome. I'm pretty sure they're going to be awesome. Much as I was reviewing through them and looking at design-wise, I was like, you know what, that fits what I want. So they're not going to be that high stack pressure fans. Actually, no, they're going to be pretty good stack pressure for actually one I even have on my current case. They're going to match really close to that. So static pressure is going to increase on the water cooling system. And thankfully, they won't have to be ported into my motherboard because surprisingly, there's an additional cable to the last video, guys. We talked about that. So there will be not two more added onto the motherboard, which will leave the 7 open ports for the other cables. So 7, and there will only have to be 2 others? Yeah. No. Yeah. 3 others put onto the actual fan control board. Pretty awesome. Very awesome. Which is the front casing for the Azusa motherboard that came with it was a fan controller that actually has some fan ports on it, which means an additional 4 on. So the one taken up by the CPU cooler with the control and everything else, and then there'll be, the additional 4, so that's 11. yeah, there's 11. I will be doing the case fans of the jerry rig that I purchased, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. Well, actually, no, we're going to talk about that now. Now, the case fans are normal fans without PMW control, and I've got them on the motherboard right now, running through the motherboard headers. Surprisingly enough, I did not know that without PMW control, you still see the RPMs on these guys. But because of that, I can, still adjust the RPMs, run them higher or lower. And to be honest, I really didn't get the term quiet, because I still don't consider this loud. I really didn't get the term quiet until I had quiet running fans, or under quiet oscillating, or whatever the hell they want to call it. And wow, that's some quiet. Back to sleep building, happens. Oh my God, people, what is up? But yeah, quiet controls are definitely awesome. But what did I buy to help me out with the case fans? Which will be in total the 4, which is the 3 up in the front that are 120 millimeters. So there's 3 up front and 120 millimeter, and there's 1 in the back that is 140 millimeter, which is kind of interesting. They provided 2 different sizes for case fans, but nonetheless, that's a pretty good fan all the way across. There's actually a port to make it, smaller if you want to. But I have 4 in there that are coming with it, and then I have my Cooler Master that I bought when I was really trying to put a better, push-pull on the cooler, the liquid cooler in my current PC. And this is a Stickley Flow 120 millimeter with 200 RPM fan. Pretty awesome. But I've had to figure out a way to connect all of this with the few headers that I had in the fan case. Now, originally I thought about, hey, let's get a fan controller and put it in there and run it, and was looking at Corsair, which would have been $59. And I've kind of figured out a way to go around that, and it cost me a lot less. Actually, $10.99. This originally I thought was a PMW multiple pin, 4-pin controller, which I found out you can't do for some reason, even though my current cooler has a splitter for 2 PMW fans. And, why would it have a splitter, and yet you can't find it on the market? Dun dun dun. Anyway, so this splitter actually has 1 port for a PMW controlled fan, which would probably be the Best Buy one, which is down here in the bottom. See if I can press the button. Down here at the bottom of the case. Down kind of sublocated in, this little basement down here. And the reason I'm even having to mess with this is because I might have put it in the wrong direction. Might have, guys. Oh, and let me switch to the larger screen so you can actually see this better. I apologize I didn't do that. Let's go ahead where you can see a lot better. A lot better detail. Image as soon as the webcam loads itself. It's such a happy device. Oh. Up here on this, I'm using a green laser. Yeah, I'm a giant fucking dork. We're gonna make sure we don't hit the really bright ass plastic with this. But anyway, up here in this front piece is where the hot swappable bays are. The back right here is where I put the fan in, which, the fan will draw in, but this will be the only one that is not the only one, because I'm gonna have an extra that is going above this into a bay that is, let's go to this step. We're going to have to pull those out anyway. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I didn't stop. Oh, there we go. Really didn't want to move. No. Okay, good. Leave that over there. see on the inside of it without the giant bright glare. Anyway, so this other actual hard drive bay has another fan mounting right here for 120 millimeters, and I will do that as well. But what I'm thinking also is I'm going to take this fan control, the power controlled one, and move it all the way up to this middle right here, which is another hard drive bay, and this is the one with the current hard drive in here. My two current hard drives, the 512 gigs from Trident, and then my Trident. Then my actual Seagate 4 terabyte hybrid drive, which is right in that one right there. The 512 is up in the top, and I know SSDs, most people like to mount them around the case edges, but you know what? I was like, screw it. I have 9 bays, and then 3 of them are hot swappable. Fuck it, I can put it wherever I want. Mostly because this is my creation. As you can see, the motherboard's in here, and I've done a little bit of cable management. And it's hard to tell because there's this huge block of cable just swarmed throughout the front. But there's a shitload in the back. You would not believe how many are mounted back there. My 5700 series AMD graphics card right here. That's a used one, believe it or not. I bought that used on purpose. The reason I bought that used on purpose is because it was cheaper to get, and I was going to do my Kirk case, which is down below. Anyway, so I bought this to, originally put dual on my current one. What I will likely do is pull out the graphics card from my current PC and shove it into this one, just to, try out Crossfire and see what it does and what it does better with and without. Because now I have a benchmark programming that I am picking up, which is actually one from Linus Tech Tips and Tech Syndicate they use a lot of, and I found out why, because it's really awesome. There's also the Heaven benchmark, which is free. Guys, if you really want to do benchmark testing and you want, fairly good one, it's the Heaven benchmark. If you look it up, it is free, but I love how these guys don't really give you details on what they're using. They're just using one. They just say kind of a name a little bit. I guess that's enough detail anyway. Firetail, whatever the hell is the actual one anyway. So these 8 gig graphics cards, they work. 8 gig RAM sticks come through perfectly. Everything is working. I did have a minor failure, which I'm gonna couple minor failures, which is including the fan. I might have actually faced this in the wrong direction, so it's not doing push and pull from the front face fan to all the way to the back. When I was actually doing the build, I accidentally turned off when I had it on, I was messing around with the internal motherboard stuff. There was a section to turn off the graphics for the motherboard. And when I did that, and unfortunately ALS, which means I had to flash it, because I couldn't get past the BIOS, couldn't get back to the section, I had to flash the motherboard or flash my hard drive clean. Thankfully, because of the hard drive and the SSD, it was very easy to do that. But it was a pain in the ass because I already put Windows on it. Right, I had Windows, it worked. I got on the internet for a brief moment. I even had a virus protection on the computer at the time and was like, son of a bitch, just lost all that. And that was about 5 hours work of not sleeping because I, got excited and really wanted to do this. But I flashed it, and when I flashed it, I forgot that I had the motherboard CD with all of the programming they give you free in the hard drive, or in the optical drive up here. It's a Blu-ray optical drive, and I couldn't access it anymore because it had a metal front facing to make it slim. There's a actual pull-out metal casing. I've done the video before for it. I took it off of this PCs and put it into this one because I figured it'd be a lot more easier to write media on there. But anyway, this metal case front face protects against the button that you can press to do an eject. I've been doing manual ejecting for a long time with the other case over here, and I even had a failure at one point in time with the other case. I had to put the old DVD optical drive back in. Because I had a small DVD, and for some stupid reason, I was like, yeah, it will fit in there, and slid it in there, and that motherfucker got stuck. And then it was all rigmarole to take that out. So we'll be fixing that today. That might be the first fix we do before doing anything else. Fixes happen, guys. Failures happen again, and you just adjust. So that'll be happening before I turn it over to the side. I will do that first. Oh, sorry for the scraping noise. What I've been using for a mic is a really good reception, and I don't have to wear it anymore. Sorry for the scraping noise. Metal piece, the front framing. What we'll also be doing besides actually using this awesome cable, which is upside down. This awesome cable comes from Evercool. That sounds really awesome. It's a Support 5 PMW fan from a single motherboard header braided cable. Now, I actually didn't buy it because it was braided. I actually bought it for the length and for the multiple ports, and because it was cheaper than the one that was not braided, shorter, and didn't have 5 on it. Now, originally I thought I was going to have 4, but because I decided to use the fan that I had extra into this case, I will, have a complete 5 that should not be PMW controlled. But the camera moved. The room is possessed! Not really. We're not going to do that. Just noticed the light was sitting up there top. I was like, no, let's not leave that. It's going to fall in a minute and hit my foot. Anywho, I'll put this fan cable. Let's go ahead and move this out because I haven't opened this yet. So, hey, look, 5 unopening from Evercool's product. Ew. This plastic is horrible. Oh yeah, that's enough length. That'll fit. Which the cable down here at the bottom for the power is already kind of situated right over here, above my power supply. It's right here where I can reach it, and it'll run from there. It's the one that came with a floppy connector for the pin connectors or the Molex power connector. So I don't need the floppy one, so I just kind of put it toward the back and use it to the Molex directly under the motherboard connector, which is right there. And then ran the other Molex. More. No, the other Molex is kind of sticking off in the back right here, which I need to do a little bit better control of my cabling or whatnot for safety. The USB headers are right there. It's good to know where those went, because the 2 USB headers are not plugged in. I needed to take over one of the ports. By the way, there were 2 headers for the USB that are with the case, and there were 2 headers on the motherboard. I just didn't realize that one of the headers was this one. It's right there. So don't blame Zeus. Right next to your actual header for your, which by the way, that was hilarious, fiber wire, or firewire cable or line cable or whatever you want to call it. There's a header for it in there, and I was like, so what? I'm not building the fucking Mac thing. Yeah, that's right. I diss Mac. Fuck you, Mac. Fuck you, Windows 2, for screwing up Windows 10. That could have been so much better. Not downloading Windows 10 for another emotion. Anyway, so these cables, pretty awesome. Now, all these other cables here are actually 3-pin connectors. Wait a minute. Oh, I might have already had a failure in what I thought it was. What I had. All right, so let's not make this into a giant mess of things. All right, so. Okay. So never mind, I'm not going to put that other one in here. I'm going to use these 4-pin, 3-pin connector, and it's got a 1 4-pin on here, which I'm not actually holding right in the combination stuff. That's the 4-pin, and these are all 3-pin. So that means there's actually 4 3-pin connectors, which would be enough for the normal case amount that we already have. So we're going to do that. Why is it so spread out? That is weird. I almost think it was snipped wrong. Yep. Before we even tried to, mess around this, let's do this a little bit of look at. I think something's weird here, guys, and we use the fan that we already have that is a non-PMW fan. Let me give this a look over. Something strange. I noticed something strange. The 3 pins are always really close together. So this is 3 pins. Yeah. Seriously. Shit. What just went down was I plugged in one of the 3 pins and let's see if we can't find the website. And I'm going to give this a look over because this is the strangest thing I've ever seen. I think I've got a wrong idea of what I got. So we're going to go to the website and let's switch over to where you can see me pull up the website. So we got the website in the bag. It's not hard to find. Evercool. So oh, look, there it is. We got the cable right here. Oh, that's from Newegg. Let's just, pull this up. Evercool. See if I can go on Google it and see that it'll just come up with Evercool's direct site. I think might have frozen the field. Just a little bit. Newegg, Amazon, Evercool. Here we go. Alright, so this is Evercool's website. Fan, products, where to buy. Let's see how this works. 3 pins. Yeah, look, there's a 4-pin adapter. I don't understand. Because looking at this, with the 3 pins that stated there, the 3 pins are not close enough to connect on. Let's see if there's like an actual description. Nope. First 5 PMW fans with single motherboard header raised on. Now I could tell you that it will work with 4-pin fan specifications. But I don't know. It won't run any of the other fan connectors. So I might be in the wrong connection. But it says 3 pins. I'm not sure that's going to work that way. Let's see one thing. Tech Syndicate guys, you guys are rock. I brought this up on here to Tech Syndicate before, and see what it'll just let me log in, or we'll just sign me in directly. Nope, I have to log in, so let me bring this off the main screen. For sound and everything, you've seen that bounce around. Let's see. We might have overstepped our bounds here, guys. Or I might have overstepped my bounds. There we go. That sounds better. Talk about what you actually screwed up. Oh, shit. There we go. There's the page. Let's go with forms. As we talked before, Rampage, V Nokia, earn first quote. Here we go. So that's the cable right there. The following controls PMW and gives up to 5 fans using the RPM or just 1 fan to your BIOS. If you have 5 similar fans, no problem. Huh. Interesting. That actually might work. And I think it will, and I'm going to explain how this is going to work, because I'm not going to send it back. I've got an idea. So I have an idea, thanks to this nice gentleman, how this works. Alright, so what it apparently will do is this cable, it's not going to get installed today, by the way, is you can use this cable to run multiple 4-pin header fans, which might mean just the top one and a couple of the bottom ones. Yeah, that sounds about right. Here. Okay, so what I really need to be able to do, little laser give me, guys, and we'll bring down this page. We'll bring back up main talk. Just sit here. Really doesn't want to stay where it wants to, does it? Where I want it to. Nope. Not today. Nope. There we go. Alright, so what we've discovered is these two sides right here is actually work. Other set fans are going to go up in the top that are 120 millimeters. So there's going to be 4 up in the top, right? And already 2 of them are connected to the liquid cooling block, which has its own connector. And the other 2 that are going to be on the bottom of the liquid cooling block are going to be connected to the same connector. So I can already eliminate 2 connections that are required. Pretty awesome. And the other 5, on the other hand, are going to run off of 1 connection now. Yeah, 1 connection on 1 header. And that's what it sounds like it's about to be. 1 connection on 1 header, and the 5 on the bottom. Which is good. That's going to work. This cable's not going in today, but it will go in eventually. And I'll still be able to control their speed. So 1 connection for all of it. That's pretty nice. And then it'll work perfect. Just didn't think it was. Yeah. Until I got a product in hand, I really didn't know what I was. Got a design structure. That's why I actually had to do a build a little bit sooner than I wanted to, because there was only so much I could do. Anyway, so my misunderstanding does not actually constitute a failure in the sense of, shit is useless to me. But it will be useful. It's just not in the way I thought I was going to use it. So it's going to work. So what we will be doing today is we will be checking to see this book. Do that. Really didn't like the move. Really did not like it. This bottom fan right here We'll see if we make sure that the airflow is going from the front, back and out, and into the case. And then we're going to fix the optical drive, which I may move up to the top slot and put the metal facing back on it. And then I will, I'm going to leave the fan controller alone, guys, because the fan controller, it's in a good position. I like it there. I'm just going to have to take it out and re-plug in the fan ports. The 2 fan ports might just run into the top of that one. The other 5 will be down to the bottom of the one header. Taking out. Let's still have an open header. Use this all in there. Yeah, there it is. Let me put that to the light. There's a better, right space. The open fan header I have. Oh, it's up here. Okay. It's up there. Right. Yeah. Right. Alright, so I have an open fan header up in the top. I can move some of these fans around and, do otherwise. Yeah, open fan header. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's the opt-out fan one meant for originally for that cooler. I guess I just decided not to do it. 4. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 is taken up. This fan controller right there. So yeah, 8 is taken up. Wow. I didn't realize, how much control I put in this, or how much power I'm putting in the case for, design. But hey, so not calling this a failure, calling this a roadblock that I can work around, and will be working around. Not pouting, not tapping that anymore, sorry guys. Let's get to it. Now, to get at this optical bay right here, that's dusty as shit. Alright, so, before we get at this optical bay right here, and here. There we go. Now, to get at this, we have 2 screws on the side that I have to remove. So that means I need to take this side panel off that I'm over by. We're not going to take the top off today, because we really don't need to. We're not putting any more fans in yet. Woo, nice. There we go. Yeah, there's the 2 screws that I put back in. No, I didn't put the screws back in. So I still have the screws in my COM 2 plastic tub and for food, otherwise for stuff. Anyway, I'm also going to have to move around the red cabling that I used, which, by the way, I Frankenstein that shit from some older design. But hey, it's gonna work. So much of them laugh about that because I get to say Frankenstein for my stuff. I feel pretty cool about being able to say that finally. I can do it. No, it's not gonna easily go up one unless I can pull in. And I'm talking to myself, guys. So apologize. I'm pulling multiples across here, and this cable management looks horrible. It's not finished, so cable management hasn't even really started. Let's go ahead and just pull this casing back on, the front paneling back on. And we'll get that fixed on before we do anything else. The only complaint I have about my box supplied to me by my purchase of a connector and everything else is that the pop for the extenders is a pain in the ass. Probably going to break that eventually. The plastic cleats that hold it in just so I can easily get in and out, which unfortunately will mean that it will pop out and move around inside the actual case or casing for the screws. But hey, it's not a computer, we don't care. What are the black ones for? Uh-oh. I don't remember where this came from. Uh-oh. Okay, wait. No, don't unscrew that. Alright, so we don't have to unscrew that yet. Alright, so we have this little pull out for a toolless pull on debate obstacles. We have this slightly extended out, which be really careful whenever you kind of hang this stuff out. The button is actually here for, let's pull this all the way out so I can give you a little view. This is a full casing metal extender for size to 5.5 inch or 5 1/4 bay. And this is originally meant for multiple hard drives to fit down here at the bottom. There were a few other hard drives in here because there was originally in this other case that needed some space for my videos if I wanted to do live videos. And now I've been doing live feeds from Twitch, which helps a lot. But this is a Blu-ray optical drive. Believe it or not, this is really meant for laptops, which ultra thin, across here, but it does have a button. Unfortunately, whenever I put this metal casing back on my old front, you can see it comes right back over that, and that's gone. But it has a really sleek look versus open, not open, with especially matching the matte black coloring. Yeah, it basically disappears across that. It's pretty good. So the matte black coloring is easy to match with this. So we'll do that. Now last time I screwed up and had something stuck in this, I actually had to see where the screws were or I could get off the bottom. Have your screwdriver in hand before you lean over and screw this. Plug in the hole. Alright. Just tight enough to cover it back over. I'm going to put this back in there. Look better. There'll be no flashing green up the front, which actually was a shock this last couple of days. I did not know that this CD drive had a flashing green button, because I didn't do a post test on this either. I just, put it in the system, had it running. So I'm going to do a post test, I thought. That is just sexy blackness there. Personal opinion. So I didn't do a post test, but when I started, it ran. And that was a small failure on that end. Hey, failures we learn from, guys. You barely learn from success. A constant success doesn't, teach you to be better. It teaches you, oh yay, you were successful, okay. What are you going to do now? Well, I don't know, because I really don't feel like I should do more, because I was successful. Well, done. So failures, not just like constant, there's no, wins. Failures are great. They, drive. Screw. Last time I dropped one of these screws, I didn't find it again. It's somewhere in this specific wonderful room of space, which has been taken up with a lot of project spacing lately. But I'm very minimalistic about my lifestyle, so you know, I have no room. Very cool and screwing it. Oh yeah. For some reason the screw does not want to go back in here. Well, isn't that special? Special. Aha! Victory! We got the last screw in. Victory! Sure dust this without, putting it back in the case or, a little dust in the case. Another thing, guys, don't do the some of the stuff that, oh god. Don't do some of the things that I do. Learn from my failures or accidents and yada yada yada. So henceforth, you'll know. Put that back in there. Oh yeah. It's not exactly flush, which I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. But even though it's not flush, you know what? I really, really like how it looks. Oh, I'm so happy. Because the matte black, and I'm not really a aesthetic kind of dude, but there are small things in existence that sometimes is just awesome. So I'm not an overbearing on aesthetic, but when aesthetic, oops. Where's the back screw? Where's the front screw? Where's the back screw? Flashlight, guys. L-joint flashlight. There's a bomb. I have been using it a lot more since I started building into this case to supportably hold or, put light on to put light into the darkness that is this case. Oh, by the way, the official build name for this. It's official, it's in the system, and will be on the benchmark website, which I probably won't be up there anywhere near high benchmarking. I have no machinations of, glory yet, or, my benchmarking. Oh god, I almost got the screw into this case. It's very cavitous. Look at that. Anyway, the official name is Obsidian Fire. And the reason I did that, by the way, you guys who know what obsidian is, kind of get it, it's a little bit, knocked toward the source where it came from. What obsidian is. Obsidian is glass formed from lava, more closer to the ocean pieces, and actually more in some types of sand or clay heated up by lava and then cooled just enough to form a solid layer of what is literally glass appearance. It's smoke black glass. If you ever get to see it, it's very interesting to look at. But when you look at this glass, it screams that there is no light here, that there is light being drawn into here. So when I had this case and I kind of looked at it for the first time, and I really get to turn obsidian for this because I was like, wow, this is very, very dark. Anyway, very, very dark case. And because it was a very, very dark case, it was easy to figure out. Obsidian definitely gives it its namesake. Hence its namesake is the Obsidian 900D, and why they named it the Obsidian casing. That was probably their paint job, their design structure, everything. This very, very dark lighted case. So even right now with the light that's going in here, still see where there's void of appearance, even though there's light reflecting off. It bodes its name to Obsidian. And the reason I said Obsidian Fire is because this red that reflects in here, and that's also why I used one of the red cables instead of the provided cables from the motherboard first, because they're white and black, and I was like, why the fuck would I use that? No, anyway, don't be rude. Black rated cables. Black rated cables. Alright. Yeah. Keep the aesthetics. Even though I'm not an aesthetics person, apparently I'm heavily dosed in it right now. Black rated cables, brown, I should have thought I was ordering red and black, but I ordered some brown fans. But you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. They will be exactly what I'm looking for cooling. Anyway, guys killing me. I have to get that out a little bit. But they're already shipping, and by the time I figured out, like, oh shit, they're already moving. Anywho, so this is Obsidian Fire. Obsidian really fits it in my eyes. I like the name. I like the idea of, dark fire. Just because I'm very nostalgic for a lot of my videos are, me in black anyway, even though my room is really bright, a bluish color that you see in here. Now, I actually did paint these. You see that kind of behind the TV over there? What looks like bricks. It's me, got bored, painted brick surface. Some bricks surfacing to this. In the video. What else are we doing? Nothing. I'm going to check that fan at the bottom. I forgot about that. Check that fan at the bottom. Oh, yeah, something else that shipped on. Now, as you see, I've been able to remove these sides with just the press of the button. And they are not thumb screwed in or, easily thumb screwed in. So I bought some thumb screws. Why would you need them? The case size don't need thumb screws. The reason I bought thumb screws is because when I remounted in this hard drive base down here at the bottom, when I moved it from the bottom up to the top, you've seen that video. It's on YouTube as well, guys. lordvolkhark. Go check it out. I noticed I did not have enough thumb screws to, set up the supports for it and, basically hold it down firmly. So cheaply off of Newegg, I bought some, apparently thumb screws from what looks like Linkport. They're aluminum thumb screws that are black as well. So, sticking with the theme, yay! That opened all of them. There was no other than. So I got some thumb screws extra for my case. Why? Because thank you, Obsidian, for the lack of thumb screws you need for your hold. Oh yeah, pretty good thumb screws too. How deep is the other thumb screws go there? Yeah, they go pretty deep. But security terms, I'd say I feel really comfy with them. Yeah, I like it. I feel a lot better with the actual thumb screws in. They don't have the way to take them out through a screwdriver. So let's give it a little bit of appearance. thumb screw, flat-headed, completely, about the length of my finger. I don't know why they call them thumb screws, which is not the length of my thumb pad. But other than they're easy to remove with, your thumb. Thumb screws, joke, there, guys. So that one's secure. You just add. Okay, we need a light again. I need a light, flashlight. You need one wherever you build like this. Trust me, you're gonna need one. So find you a cheap-ass flashlight, or find you a good flashlight and use it. Or if you had a lamp, you got a lamp and you can put it in a good place. I know some people that sew that I've looked at their lamps and I'm like, wow, I could really use that for my PC building. And focus lamps, or easily bend-headed lamps. They call them reading lamps too. Drawing lamps. I don't know. But I've seen a few in some craft places. And yes, I go to craft stores. You know why I go to craft stores? I am a creative individual, so I look for good stuff. Good stuff. This one going in? Wow. This dumpster's header is huge. Bigger than I thought it was. I guess I could snip that off if I ever wanted to, show the other one. That's secured. A lot better. We'll do one more. I got a pack of 10 for about $2.50, which wasn't not bad. Oh, wasn't not bad. Was not bad. Correct my English. I'm a Texan, people. Fuck you. We're Irish Scots. We got mixed in with the Spanish that were here. We took it over. Try to remember the Alamo, motherfuckers. Fuck you, Texas. Mexico, even though their population made our life easier to live here. We were the first to establish in stone. And, eat back the Native Americans that at the time were apparently bad. History, people. I don't really believe that, by the way. Not being legitimate. Don't send me hate mail. I'll be like, you fucking hate Native Americans. Guess what? I have 3 sides of it in my family, pretty damn directly. Even though I'm half black, I'm half. We're not gonna get into the science of that. Anyway, I'm part black. There we go. That works better. I like that phrase. Oh god. Oh, this is a really bad spot. I'm gonna have to remember this. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to take out later. But I think it's secure enough. Alright, so that's secure down. So thumb screws. We got some a lot of extras, and that's some good friends. You never know. I might need to give them to them. So I got an extra pack of thumb screws and whatnot. But yeah, it would be nice if they give me more thumb screws than the ones they've kind of provided. Everything in. Might be juicy. Might be a reality thing, but hey, we're not going to talk about that. Happy build. So we're not going to put this in. This cable is still useful. It's just not going to be useful for right now. We will use this later on because apparently I'll be controlling multiple fans easily. Across this motherboard, the world shall be easily controlled and yada yada yada. Didn't think this through, or didn't do the better research. Which, by the way, guys, do really good research. Even though I just showed you some of the research I did, do better research than me. Not that I ended up with this part. I ended up with a part I can't do anything with until the rest of it's here. And yeah. a lot of screws in this. This is the box where we keep all the screws that are extra. We have a motherboard box. Oh no, we have a box where we keep all the extra hard drives. We have a spot where we keep extra hard drives that are probably, yeah. Oh yeah, I bought fan screws. They were also $1.99. They were $1.99. The other times were, more expensive. Don't do this, children, with your teeth. Okay, children, don't do it as I do with my body. I didn't fight it. Doesn't have to fight it. All right, cool. So I've got more fan screws for the micro fan screws, which will be in the bottom piece. I think I bought this later on project because I'm going to probably building a Linux specific kind of tablet-ish thing with a Raspberry Pi, but that's just me talking about that. Not confirming it. So that's not going to go down until I confirm it. And I'm not going to confirm it because I have to really look into what I want to do with that. Build it. I will be restoring the Alienware computer. Will not be restoring it to Alienware. I really don't care to put the Alienware operating on there. Because, no. But I will be restoring that computer, and I'll probably be making it a mini computer for other service places or other people now. And that it really is going to be nice. So I don't mind building stuff. We're in the house. So, let's restore the connector of that. By the way, here I am tucking away and I forgot this connector. Light. Oh, there it is. So this is actually a one meant for laptops. The connector is different and closer together because of the minimalist spacing. So this connector is where the SATA port goes on here, and the actual SATA power cable. And it, gets smaller into this little connector here. Really smaller across. I'm assuming it's built specifically for laptop design structure. Makes sense. Put that back in to our, here we go, optical drive. Make sure that's seated well. And I always make sure everything's seated well, so when I'm screwing around some of the connectors, yada. That way we know that all the stuff we were messing with is still connected well, because partial seating can cause like discharges, damage, parts and components, and so forth. Definitely don't want that. So, definitely not want that. No. Right there. Looks to be about right. From okay. Forgot about that. We can't do this fan now, or I can't tell. That's a good point. Let's bring that up. Normally, the plating for fans, the easiest way to tell where a fan draws in, draws out, that draws out, is how the plastic piecing on the front is. If you don't have the little markers for them, it's usually where you can actually see where the plastic piece runs out. So This insignia fan down here in the bottom, which is where you see the light kind of pointing at right now. We're going to pull this back out, and it's only held in by 3 screws. And why is it only held in by 3 screws? Because they fit. It's a lot easier to do 3 screws than all 4 of them because it's tight to fit with my hand. So again, guys from Corsair was like, well, I have gigantic hands. So I had to make it where it will fit. Me. Liar. Liar! 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 Yeah, liar. Dude's not awesome. I mean, he is awesome. I'm being serious. I don't know this gentleman, so I can't, be honest. Like he often died, kind of thing. But I can tell you right now, my handwriting here is sometimes a pain in the butt. But I have been inside my other case, and I can tell you it is a lot worse when I'm in my actual other case. Well, it's very tight spacing in there. Hold on. Dang it, I can't do this weapon. There you go. Oh, yeah. And, by the way, extended screws came with the case. So, they don't come with your fan, which is actually funny because if it's a power controlled fan, don't they consider it might be going on a radiator? Just saying. Maybe. About that might go out. But hey, I'm not the company. I'm just a supplier of the only chip. Okay. That hasn't done or why am I holding it? Like got a bottom bridge. I was holding my light. Get no support. There we go. There we go. So that's all 3. Alright, so we're gonna check the bottom. Yep. I had it the wrong way. I had mounted it the wrong way. So we want the air to go out and draw across the front of the hot swappable blade with this one down at the bottom. And what I did was I made it where the air draws through and pretty much nulled out the air that was being drawn from the front, from the normal fan base. I thought that's why I was only reading it for 500 RPMs, because it was actually having a pressure issue, which is not impossible to have when you do something like that. Not the most brilliant moment I ever had in life when I was like, oh, okay, I'm not getting this. And I just got to do a video for you guys. Hand failures, you learn from them. This will not happen again. Will not happen again. Because I, learned from it and I'm going to fix it. And have fixed it. I see a lot better airflow coming through this fan. Even though this is not a really powerful airflow fan, even though it is a controlled fan, it does not have a high-end pressure that, it works with. But, it works very well. Works fairly well. So far, it has worked great. Okay. All right, let's sign this up. This is the last. for the screws. There you go. We should be drawing a lot more air in to see the pressure rating under the lock air fan rating system. And on the motherboard, well, underneath the motherboard and the program that you get from, of course, not too quite there. Corsair actually does read across the motherboard's response for RPM, the cases and everything like that, but, you know, I'm using the one from the Zeus more often. I would say it's more clear. I want to say clearer, not more clear, clearer. More clear is not. Right down with this. In? Is in? No? Alright, out. There we go. Line this up. Thank you. Yeah? And that's my humanity. There we go. Ah, there we go. But then, let's take these out, right? They're screwed above it, not in them. It's right out. Oh god. No! Trust this. There's a failure. Alright. So one of these hot spots is not going to be usable because I have a fan heat here there. Figure that out eventually. You doing there? Right there. Get it right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Well, I might have lost my hot swap holes. I might have to change position on them. Or line up with another the railing and everything else. That's good to know. I have to fuck around with that. General fuckery. And then cursing. And cursing. Anyway. So the fan is on the right spot now. Which means it should go into the case. Cover the wiring we thought we were going to get to be able to put in today. Not going to go into today. It's going to come in whenever I get my other fans. If they're coming out, they're international shipping, so I don't know when they're actually shipped to me. Yeah. Here. Should be thing. And, so yeah. More to ponder on that. Otherwise, guys, this is, you know, a pretty good science to, you know, working on. I feel pretty confident with this. I'll give it in, you know, hey, approval, and really can't wait to start really, you know, seeing what I can run her on at full power, or, you know, maxed out, and then, you know, if I decide to do the, you know, run the PC with 2 graphics targeting, see what that does. Oh, that's a little depressing that you have to rethink your plans, but you know what? You have to rethink your plans throughout life, guys. And for me, I don't really feel too lost. I think I've got this more better plotted out than I actually did. now that I know some things about it, but this is lordvolkhark here. Still not deterred. I will do this shit to the end. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, and if you're watching on YouTube, leave me a comment or like. If you're watching on Twitch, add me. We can share the enjoyment across each other, and really get to learn some things and share some things. I've had the honor of having people tell me that I've taught them things, and and I appreciate that honor. I really feel that I've never thought of myself as a teacher, but apparently just because I'm willing to take the experience and own it. Okay. This is all reconnected correctly. I'm going to do restarts on my computer and then continue to do it for the rest of the day. A download, which we're doing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare download. You might see some videos of me, because I'm also going to do download Broadcaster. I might do another version of Broadcaster, an open Broadcaster setup, because I saw some pretty good speed on this internet connection with this new computer. So I might jerry-rig the shit out of it and make it run the way. Yeah. Thank you for watching. This is lordvolkhark. Build video 10. We found some issues, we fixed some issues, and officially the PC is on and running Windows. And we'll be running Linux whenever I get done with it. Oh, and by the next time I'll be able to say in pride that the 4 terabyte is recognized by the system, because I'm going to do that today too. Alright. Oh, cookie. See you all, everybody. I'm about to stop streaming.